What's up, everybody? This is Jose with Oakland Latinos United. Once again with a new video for you guys to enjoy. Now, today I'm doing a Barrio hood tours. Once again, I'm in West Oakland, the big WSO, west side of Oakland. And I'm over here by the West Oakland bar station, as you can see, on Center Street. And I'm going to start off my hood tours in the lower bottoms over here by Center Street. This used to be one of the very few barrios in West Oakland where there was a lot of Mexican families. I remember my mom and dad knew people that used to live down here, and we used to come out here a lot in the 80s and in the 90s to visit people when I was a youngster. And yeah, there was a lot of Mexican families that used to live around here, around Center Street and around 3rd back in the days. And a lot of people forget that West Oakland used to have the original Mexican neighborhood in Oakland back in the 40s, 50s, and 1930s. And this is part of what was left of it, you know what I mean? But yeah, I can remember coming here in this neighborhood over here by Chester and Lewis and all these streets down here. La Raza used to live over here. They call this neighborhood the South Prescott area. And yeah, it's part of the old Mexican neighborhood of West Oakland from back in the days. And yeah, man, there's a park over here. The area's gentrified a lot. There's a lot of raza and black people have been pushed out of this area. And yeah, you're starting to see a lot of white folks moving in here. You can see it now. There's a lot of people walking their dogs. I think this used to be a junkyard a long time ago, if I remember right. But yeah, we're in the lower bottoms. I'm doing, like I said, a Barrio hood tour of the lower bottoms. Now we're on Peralta and 3rd, down here by the big post office. Yeah, man, but like I said, back in the days, in this particular neighborhood down here, there used to be a lot of Mexican families, especially back in the 80s and 90s, even 70s, going back into the 1930s and 40s, you know what I mean? And also there was a lot of African Americans in this area as well. And yeah, this is down in West Oakland in the lower bottoms. I wanted to do a hood tours or a barrio tours of West Oakland because I've never done one, but I wanted to do it in the bottoms, in the lower bottoms. You know what I mean? I've kicked it a lot in West Oakland. I've always had love for West Oakland. It's always been a cool area. You know what I mean? I've kicked it here a lot since I was a youngster. I never had problems down here. I got homies that live down here, so, you know, it's all good. I have a few homies that are from West Oakland. Hella cool homies. There's always been a small raza presence in West Oakland. And like I said, back in the days, it used to be the original. West Oakland used to have one of the first Mexican neighborhoods in Oakland. So there's always been a small raza presence here. But, you know, there's more African Americans in West Oakland. It's more of an African American neighborhood. You know what I mean? Or an African American area, black area. And yeah, I'm gonna show you the hoods down here in West Oakland. We're going down Chester Street. I remember right there's a pupusa place. I remember going there a few times back in the days. You know what I mean? We're over here at the bottoms. We're on here on 8th in Chester. The lower bottoms of West Oakland. So right here, this street over here coming up, 9th Street, has been changed. The name now is Dr. Huey P. Newton Way, as you can see right there. The reason why they call it that is because right here is where Huey Newton was killed in 1989. He was killed somewhere in this area right here. They used to have a little placard before. I don't know if they still have it or if they took it down, but it used to be somewhere around here where Huey Newton was killed. And those of you who don't know who Huey Newton was, he was from the Black Panthers. Look at that Black Panther mural. That's pretty dope. And, you know, a lot of people don't realize that West Oakland has a deep history with the Black Panthers. They were formed in North and West Oakland. And, yeah, they were a very powerful group out here. They did a lot of big moves. Now we're on Center Street. This is always been an active hood in West Oakland. A lot of African Americans. You know, this is the lower bottoms of the west side. You feel me? But yeah, man, down here kicking back on the west. Now we're on 12th and Center. Now, West Oakland, it's been hit hard by gentrification. Like I said, there used to be a lot of working class people, a lot of black people, some Raza, some Asians as well. And lately, the gentrification, they've been pushing out a lot of people of color, a lot of poor people and working class people out of West Oakland. You're starting to see a lot of techies and yuppies and hipsters living down here now. Now we're on 14th and Center. And yeah, West Oakland has been hit hard by that. And West Oakland's always had kind of a notorious reputation over the years. There's been a lot of drug gangs down here, a lot of violence in the past. During the crack epidemic, West Oakland was hit pretty hard, just the same as East Oakland or the Deep East. You feel me? And yeah, man. There's that old place called the Pretty Lady. I remember my dad used to work for a little bit. You see that business over there with the red tile, with like red wall? My dad worked there with a mechanic for a while. And I remember we used to go eat at that place called the Pretty Lady across the street. It's like a little diner. It's right over there. Now we're on Peralta, which many of you know. Peralta is a street. It's named after the Peralta family, who was one of the original families in West Oakland. You know what I mean? One of the original families of Oakland when this was part of Mexico, when it was Alta California. You know what I mean? The Peralta family, Rancho San Antonio. That's yeah, this street is named after the Peraltas. We're on Peralta on 14th, right here in West Oakland. There's a Black Panther mural right there. We're out here in the lower bottoms of the bottoms. But yeah, man. Like I said, I'm going to show you guys every part of Oakland I can. And whether it be the east or the west, I'm going to show it to you. We're on 12th and Peralta. Some of you that are from here might know these hoods, you know what I mean? But, yeah. Let's see, there's still Raza around here, a few. But, yeah, man. West Oakland, it's a very historical area of Oakland. It's one of the oldest sides of Oakland, one of the oldest neighborhoods in Oakland, dating back to the early years of the founding of the city. So, yeah, man, West Oakland used to be the area where people of color could live. They couldn't live in other parts of Oakland. So, a lot of blacks and a lot of Latinos and Asians, used to live down here back in the days because of the segregation. They couldn't live in the east or in other neighborhoods, back in the days. Now we're on 8th Street. So over here, this is these are some of the housing projects still left from back in the days. They're called the Campbell Village. These were built during World War II, the original ones, and they've been since rebuilt. So yeah, that's the Campbell Village out here in West Oakland. Those of you who might know this area, you feel me? There's a school right over here called Prescott School. Oh yeah, I've heard of this school before, Prescott. So yeah, man, this is the heart of the west side, the lower bottoms of West Oakland. But yeah, this is a Campbell Village, as I said, the projects. yeah, man, still down here in the lowers. A lot of old Victorian houses. A very historical area. Like I said, some of the oldest houses in Oakland are down here. Now we're on Wood Street. This is way down at the bottom. You feel me? This is Wood Street. This is way at the lower bottoms. You know what I mean? We're like pretty much at the end of Oakland. Really, Oakland ends right over here. You know what I mean? This is basically the far end. Raza families over there. See, you hear Mexican music? But yeah, there's still some Raza down here in West Oakland. Like I said, you know, the neighborhood has been historically a black neighborhood, but also historically West Oakland has one of the oldest Mexican communities in Oakland, and that's a fact. You know what I mean? People I know are gonna debate it, but it is true. You know what I mean? A lot of the old families, a lot of the old Mexican families in Oakland originated in West Oakland. And then when they started destroying a lot of parts of West Oakland, the Raza started moving to the east, to the Fruitvale. And that's the history of the town. But yeah, I'm going to show you another spot that I remember back in the days that was very popular with Raza in the town. I think it still is, but I'm going to show you because we're going to drive up on it. Now we're on 16th and Wood. See, there's the old Amtrak station. It's been abandoned. It got damaged during the '89 earthquake. I remember when it was open, when it used to be an Amtrak station. Now the Amtrak station's down there by whatchamacallit, by Jack London Square. But that's the original Amtrak station, the 16th Street station. And it's been abandoned there since like '89, since the earthquake. Now over here you have a lot of homeless encampments. You know what I mean? So I want to show you this park right here. You see this park right here on 18th and Wood? That park right there is called Raimundi Park. And a lot of Raza knows this park because this is the park where Mexicanos, as you can see in the distance over there, Mexicanos, Raza, they come here to play soccer. You can see there's some Raza over there playing soccer, as you see. But yeah, this is Raimundi Park. It's one of the oldest parks in West Oakland. It's one of the oldest soccer fields in West Oakland. And since I was a kid, we used to come here to see soccer games. And you know, between different groups in Oakland. You know what I mean? This park has a deep history with Mexicanos, especially with the soccer. Raimundi Park. Those of you who are from Oakland know Raimundi Park for sure. You've probably been there once or twice. You feel me? But I remember as a kid, my brothers were in soccer, so we went there they used to play soccer, so we went there quite a few times. So now we're coming over here towards the end of Wood Street. I'm just going to show you all these homeless encampments over here. I mean, it looks worse than a third world country down here, man. It's sad, man. It's really sad. You know, hopefully they help these people out, but this looks completely horrible. It looks like a nuclear holocaust or a disaster, you feel me? But yeah, man. But you know, this is what gentrification and poverty has produced. You feel me? And I mean, I've been to 3 third world countries, and I've never seen nothing like this. I've been to El Salvador, I've been to Mexico, I've been to Colombia, and I never seen poverty like this, man. This is pretty fucking bad. You feel me? I never seen nothing like this, you feel? But yeah, as you can see, this is going on in America, brothers and sisters. And a lot of Oakland looks like this. I'll maybe make a video about the homeless encampments in Oakland, but yeah, man, hopefully the city does something to help these people and clean this mess out, because this looks horrible. This makes Oakland look really bad, for reals. But yeah, man, that was a tour of the lower bottoms of West Oakland, the WSO, the West Side O. You know what I mean? One love to all my folks, all my people in West Oakland. You feel me? Especially the lower bottoms, you know. And hopefully you enjoyed that Barrio hood tours of West Oakland. And yeah, man, comment. Let me know what you think of the video. Subscribe. And yeah, like the video and all that good stuff. And yeah, man, I'm gonna end it on the street over here. Some of you might remember this street. This is Mandela Parkway. Pretty cool murals. Look at that mural. They have like a chola on it. But yeah, this is Mandela Parkway. This is where the Cypress Freeway used to be. Back in '89, it would have been right above us. Like the one that collapsed when the earthquake hit. It used to be Cypress Street, but now it's Mandela Parkway. And that's where I'm going to leave it at. Oakland Latinos United. Late.